Hey everybody, I'm Jeremy Kitchen.
And I'm Nick Beveridge.
Today, we're going to be talking to you about how to analyze a flip deal quickly.
Very quick.
Let's get to it. So Nick, you've analyzed a lot of flip deals. Tell us how you do it so quickly.
I do it really quickly because I just focus on two numbers. First number is your after repair value. And this is where you're just trying to get an idea after you make improvements or after you repair a property, fix it up, what should it sell for in today's market? Then the second number you got to know is your improvement cost or your repair costs, added value, development costs, whatever you want to call it, but whatever amount of money you need to sink into the property to get the value up to where that after repair value is.
So what other factors are you looking for when you analyze a flip project?
So I'm really looking for sellability. And when it comes to that, you're looking for location and price points. So I'm trying to be in the medium to under the medium price points ideally. That seems to be where the biggest buyer pool is. You're just looking to fill that need. Like, is there a demand at a certain price point in the location? And I try to fill that demand first before you explore other options.
So let's just say somebody's going to be starting their first flip project. What advice would you give them?
Man, I have tons of advice, but the biggest thing I would say is, like, do you have the time for this? Because flipping a house takes a lot of time, a lot more time than most people think. They always have this optimistic mindset of this will just take a month, this will just take 2 months, and it always takes double or triple the amount of time. It just always does. There's always so much more involved than you can imagine, and you just got to make sure you have the time.
Okay, so what are your steps when you actually analyze a flip?
Let's run a scenario. So let's say that there's a house out there, a fixer-upper. The only thing you really know is that it can sell for $100,000 when it's fixed up. So we're using real simple math here. I use the 70% rule. And so what I do is I take 70% of the after repair value and I subtract what the repair costs are. So in this scenario, $100,000 house is what it could sell for. After it's fixed up, take 70% of that $100,000, you're at $70,000 minus your repair costs, and that's my maximum allowable offer. So let's say the repair costs on this house are going to be about 20 grand. I can only offer 50 grand or less in order to buy this house.
So speaking about that 70% rule, why do you need a 30% margin on that?
So you need the 30% margin because that 30% is going to be eaten up by other factors that we're not considering. When you buy a property, there are closing costs. When you go to sell that property, you're going to have closing costs. All that is factored into that 30%. That will eat up about half of that. The margin you're really working with sometimes is only 10 to 15% if you stick to that 30% margin. So on a $100,000 house, you may only be making $15,000 instead of $30,000.
All right, Nick, all things considered, do you have any advice for keeping investors on budget for their flips?
Two things. Stick to a plan. Make sure if you know you're going to just paint the walls and do the flooring and paint the outside of the house, try to just do that if that's what you have budgeted for, and try not to add all these other things. Those are your most profitable things anyway. The second thing is timing. You got to be quick because you got to make sure that something is happening with that house on a daily basis.
Okay, this has been awesome information, Nick. Do you have any final thoughts on analyzing flip properties?
Try not to flip houses. Flip them to yourself. I mean, there's that BRRRR method. I mean, the real wealth is when you hold. So rich people flip, wealthy people hold. Try to keep your properties as rentals. That's one of my biggest regrets. I mean, I flipped houses for years, and I wish I would have kept them. I would be a lot wealthier today.
Okay, that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions about real estate investing or hard money lending, please feel free to reach out. I'm Jeremy Kitchen with REI Funding.
And I'm Nick Beveridge.
Thanks again for stopping by, Nick. We appreciate it. I'm going to drop Nick's YouTube channel in the comments. Please feel free to subscribe to him as well. He's got some great content and great podcasts out there for local investors.
It's the best. You better subscribe.
You better.
If you need to buy or sell a house, let me know. If you need hard money, let this guy know. We'll see you later.